Hey everybody, welcome to TForbesReviews, the show where I let you know what I thought about the movies, books, TV shows, and video games that mattered to me. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal favorite John Hughes film and one of my favorite movies of all time, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now this movie is exactly what it says on the tin. We follow perennial slacker Ferris Bueller as he takes his 9th sick day of the semester. Ferris, played by Matthew Broderick in the role that pretty much defined his career, is willing to do whatever it takes to get whatever he wants and have things work out the way he wants them to, which is very convenient because he seems to be the luckiest guy in the world. Seeing as how he seems to have the ability to escape getting caught at the last possible second through sheer coincidence. Along with Ferris, we have his best friend Cameron and his girlfriend Sloane, and all together they kind of vow to have the best day ever. And all things considered, they pretty much do. From borrowing Cameron's dad's Porsche and stealing a reservation at a fancy French restaurant, to hijacking a parade and catching a ball at a baseball game, they pretty much do everything you could imagine. All while being pursued by Dean of Students Ed Rooney, who becomes obsessed with proving that Ferris isn't sick and is in fact skipping school. Now I'll admit, when I was younger, I, pretty much like everybody else, hated Rooney. He's the bad guy trying to get Ferris in trouble when all Ferris is trying to do is have a fun day. And I still don't like him because his obsession leads to him doing some pretty extreme things like smashing a flower pot over a dog's head. But now that I'm a little older, I have some sympathy for the guy. After all, he's right every step of the way. Ferris is skipping school. And if you think about it, he's just doing his job and trying to make a difference for these kids. If this was a different movie, a teacher that made this much effort for his students, they'd be the good guy. But that said, you heard a dog. I'm not on your side. Anyway, without a doubt, this movie is chock full of hilarious and memorable scenes. One of my favorites is when they're initially busting Sloane out of school. Ferris, who's pretending and dressed up to be her dad at the time, gives her a big old kiss right in front of Rooney, who just kind of stands there awkwardly and doesn't know what to do. Always makes me chuckle. And you can never even mention this movie without Ben Stein's Bueller, Bueller, Bueller coming up. It's the stupidest joke, but it's hilarious. Now, arguably, this movie's more about Ferris's friend Cameron than it is about Ferris himself. Then again, he's pretty much the only one undergoing any kind of personal growth or change in the whole movie. In fact, there's a bunch of people trying to put a whole Fight Club twist on this movie where Ferris doesn't really exist, but he exists inside Cameron's head as the personification for everything he wishes he could be. And I guess that does give some credibility to Ferris's almost godlike status amongst everybody from his classmates to the local police department. I think these people are reading a little bit too much into something that's not really there. Ferris is a character that would go on to inspire and forever change the stereotypical high school slacker persona, putting far more energy and work into evading responsibility than it would take to actually just go to school. Pretty much every show that had anything to do with high school or college or school in general after this movie had a character that's pretty much exactly the same as Ferris Bueller. Just look at Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. It's essentially the same character, right down to breaking the fourth wall to talk to the audience. Matthew Broderick was absolutely fantastic in this role. He brought the perfect amount of humor and innocence to this character that even the director said could have come off as a complete asshole. I love this movie. Sure, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's a movie you can watch over and over again and still enjoy it. It's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got heart. It's really just a classic coming-of-age story from the master John Hughes himself. I love this movie. I don't know what else to say. I don't think you can watch this movie without thinking to yourself, I wish I had his life. The ability to just do whatever you want and get away with it. If you don't like this movie, it's like Charlie Sheen said to Ferris' sister. You think that if you can't get away with it, he shouldn't be able to get away with it either. You're jealous. But I think the message of this movie isn't, look at this kid and see all the amazing things he can get away with. It's about, being true to yourself and ignoring or moving past the mundane monotony of real life and finding out what you find exciting and going for that, not feeling bogged down in reality or just doing things that you think you can get away with. Like he says, life moves pretty fast sometimes, and if you don't stop to take a look or take a chance, it'll pass you by. You don't have to do all the things he says. You don't have to go and hijack a float. I mean, if you do, let me know. That would be amazing. But just be true to yourself and the things you want to do. Because if you do, I am definitely sure one day someone will send you a singing nursegram if you're sick. Although based on her lyrics, I think she was actually a hooker. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and down in the comments, why don't you post your favorite part of this movie or the craziest thing you did in high school. PG please. But that's everything, so I'll see you guys next time.